Today I'm going to show you a really easy way to be able to organize student work in one location using a Google form. So first I'm going to create a new form while I'm in my Google Drive. When I do that, then I'm going to change the title into something that will help me organize the work a little bit better. Some teachers choose to go ahead and make one of these for every single assignment, but for me I like to do it by unit. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the title of our unit, and I'm going to label it Turn-In Box. And then you can select one of the themes from down below. So as soon as I do that, it's going to go ahead and bring me to this sheet. The form settings are going to be really important. You want to make sure that it requires the Liberty Public Schools login to be able to view the form, and then it also will automatically collect the respondent's username if this box is checked. That's really great because sometimes kids aren't really good at writing their name correctly even, and then it becomes difficult to find their work later. But with the automatically collecting a username, you know which student submitted which work. Then you'll actually start writing the questions. So we're just going to make a couple of very quick questions that will help us know who the student is and be able to sort through all of the information. So the first question we're going to do is going to be first name. I want the type of question to be text, so they actually have to write it in. And I'm going to require this for the students to fill out. So I click the required question box and select done. Then I add an item and do last name. It's already a text question, but I am going to require it and click done again. For the next one, I want to know what hour they have me. So type in class hour, and I want it to be multiple choice so they can only select one. And then I'm going to type in only the hours I teach science. And hour 8. I'm going to make that also a required question. And then the last two are specific only to the activity that I want them to turn in. So when I add this item, I'm going to ask them to write down the assignment name, and I'm going to require that. Now, when I give my students an activity that I want them to turn in, I will tell them what I want them to name it. Since I use this based on units, it's a lot easier for me to be able to sort through the assignments if they're all titled the same way. So I go ahead and click that. And then the last one is the most important. This is where you're going to ask students to share a link to their work. And for the help text, I'm going to tell them to make sure that they've set their permission to share it with anybody who has the link. The reason why I do that is because if parents then want to see this, I can email out that link and they don't have to have a Liberty user address in order to view the work. Okay, so when I click that, I'm going to require it, click done, and then I'm actually finished making my form. So I can send the form then if I want to certain students or to certain groups, or what I will do a lot of times is I will click and copy this link and I'll put it on my website or maybe on a S'more Flyer or Blend Space if that's where they're going to be working that day. But the nice thing about Google Forms is that it already will have created this spreadsheet that will collect all of this information, and I don't have to do anything with it. So if I go back to my Google Drive, I can see that this is the spreadsheet that all of those responses will go to. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And I've got all of this information, but I want to be able to sort it later. So I'm going to actually highlight everything in row 1 that has information, and then I'm going to click this piece here, which is a filter. Sometimes it's under the More button, and sometimes it'll just be on that toolbar. But this will allow me then to sort all of that information later on as students are turning in their work. So let's go ahead and test this out. If I want to see what it's going to look like, I'm going to select View Live Form, and this is what the students will see when they're ready to turn in an assignment. So we're going to pretend to be a student, and I'm going to create a fake document to turn in, and I'm going to say that this one is just going to be called Ecology. And now I'm ready to turn it in. So students will go to the shared folder, and it says who has access. This is where I'm going to change it to anyone with the link. Click Save. And what's already highlighted is what they're going to copy, and then they'll paste it later on into that turn-in box. So if I go back to the form, I'm going to write first and last name. We're going to say we're in second hour. The assignment name is Ecology. And then I'm going to paste the link to my work there and click Submit. Once I have done that, then it's automatically going to pop in here, and then I can sort this later, but then this would be the link to the activity your student just turned in. So hopefully that'll help you organize some of the work that you're having your students do on the computer. It doesn't have to be a Google document that they put the link to. It could be a video or a Powtoons or whatever they have that would have a link that they could share.